Juventus knocking on the door a little now. Alexandro sends it in. Here's Cristiano Ronaldo! And it's 1-0.
Max Allegri could not get the most out of Cristiano Ronaldo. The old lady romped to yet another league title, but succumbed to Ajax Amsterdam. Maurizio Sarri arrived from Chelsea a year later, and a similar narrative was repeated. As has become customary in Serie A, for yet another year, the Italian top-flight crown stayed in Turin. However, this time, Juve could not even reach the quarter-final stage and were ousted by Memphis Depay and his inspired Olympique Lyon side. Ronaldo was integrated into the first-team plans, but was not firing on all cylinders. The Neapolitan failed in achieving his biggest task and was unceremoniously shown the door. Andrea Pirlo now sits in the dugout after being handed the reins of Juventus for the 2020-21 campaign. The midfield maestro took his time getting used to the rigours of the task, but is now comfortable in his new role. Juve are third in the points table and lagging behind the Milanese giants Inter and AC. The Nerazzurri claimed bragging rights in the Derby della Madonnina and are in pole position. They're in close pursuit by the Rossoneri, who are 4 points behind them. The old lady is a further 4 points behind, but have played a game less. The Serie A title might not be coming back to the Allianz Stadium at the end of this campaign, and their hopes of lifting the Champions League are in tatters after losing to FC Porto 2-1 in the first leg. However, Ronaldo will finally be able to lay claim to the Capocannoniere title. He was bested by the aging Fabio Quagliarella in his first team in Italy. Ciro Immobile would pip him to the gong last year. CR7 is in pole position with 18 goals, but has fired up Romelu Lukaku in close pursuit. While Ronaldo's 18 strikes have come in 19 Serie A outings, the Belgian has made 22 competitive outings. This is a Cristiano Ronaldo side. It's built around his instincts. Andrea Pirlo has openly admitted to relying on the champion to be the talisman for Juventus. Pirlo doesn't have the years to show for on the sidelines, but he's spent a lifetime on the football pitch. He shared the dressing room with greats of the game and is actually younger than Gianluigi Buffon, the man with whom he won the 2006 FIFA World Cup and multiple domestic titles. The inexperienced manager knows the value of a star player and is unashamedly going to make the most of the attributes of football's greatest players. At the start of this calendar year, Ronaldo entered the history books with his brace against Udinese. His double strike saw him break and overtake Pele's goal record to become the second highest scorer in football history. He remains one of the most lethal and consistent forwards despite turning 36 at the start of February.
Maybe someone's don't like me, but because maybe I'm too good, I don't know why.
It's only understandable then that Pirlo wants to milk every ounce of talent that Ronaldo has to offer, despite achieving the feat of scoring in 20 consecutive years at senior level. From the beginning, we tried to exploit Ronaldo for his characteristics. We wanted to bring him to be decisive in the last meters. He was decisive everywhere. It's normal when you have a champion like him that you depend on him, Pirlo said about CR7. However, this over-reliance on the majestic Madeiran is hurting Juventus' title-winning chances. Teams from the more established Turin club have easily squatted away the challenges of their rivals in recent history. In the process, they've earned many nicknames for themselves, but they were never considered a one-man team, even when they procured the services of Gonzalo Higuain from Napoli or when CR7 made the switch from Real Madrid. But this Andrea Pirlo side is different. This Juventus side is fast turning into a team, if it is not already, over-reliant on the evergreen Cristiano Ronaldo. Ever since he arrived from the Santiago Bernabeu, he's been a key player for the Bianconeri, but not at this level. He's scored half of Juve's goals in all competitions this campaign. While Ronaldo continues to exceed expectations and his impact at the club grows, it leaves them susceptible to unforeseen dangers. The former Manchester United and Real Madrid forward is on course to become the club's top scorer for the third straight campaign, but it shows that there is no one to compete with one of the best, if not the best, forwards. Ronaldo is not going to get complacent. It's not in his nature, but without an able deputy, it means he is irreplaceable. At the age of 36, Ronaldo can't play day in, day out, but he has been doing it, and with a smile on his face. He likes to get on the pitch and barely contained himself when Zidane started to manage his outings and make him sit on the bench. It's one of the reasons why he left his comfortable surroundings in Madrid for yet another challenge at the age of 33. Both Allegri and Sarri realised that they had an unrelenting machine at their disposal. Pirlo has learned from those who came before him and improved on the formula. After overcoming a bout of coronavirus, Ronaldo has continued to shine. Most of his outings have been fruitful, but when he's struggled to deliver the goods, his teammates have been bereft of solutions. This is why Pirlo's Juventus have had an inconsistent league campaign and have been in and out of the Champions League qualifying slots. Their recent form has allowed them to sit comfortably in the top four, but it does suggest that they could not mount a title challenge. Only Ronaldo's brilliant performances have the old lady in the title race. As it stands, the forward is not showing signs of let-up. After drawing a blank against FC Porto in the Champions League, the Real Madrid record scorer again demonstrated why he's integral to Pirlo's ideas. He hit a brace against Crotone in their 3-0 win, but the Portuguese would not have been happy. He shattered the crossbar once and missed a couple of chances that he put into the back of the net with regularity. It was a comfortable Juventus win, which should have read a much bigger scoreline. But it was not a team performance, not by a mile. The Turin Giants laboured to create chances and instead required the individual brilliance of Ronaldo to get over the line. CR7 is like a fine wine and keeps on getting better with age. It was his pedigree that allowed the old lady to assert their supremacy in the game. This is where the problems for Juve began. Over-reliance on one player has its drawbacks, even if that player is a 5-time Ballon d'Or winner. Once he's injured or loses form, the team suffers and their performances tank. It is a team game, and Juventus players have to raise their hands and come to the party more often. They have to make themselves counted or else get ready to suffer the consequences. Pirlo has learned this the hard way when Ronaldo was unavailable due to COVID-19. Both games that he missed resulted in a 1-1 draw. The fact that Crotone and Hellas Verona managed to take points off them gives an idea of the situation. The Sharks are rock bottom of the league, while the goal-shy Verona are a mid-table side at best. A similar 1-1 result was witnessed when Ronaldo wasn't in the squad against the then 14th placed Benevento. The Portugal captain has been bailing the Bianconeri out on far too many occasions. All the while, other Juve players go missing when he's not there to help. This is why Juve's bid for an unprecedented 10th successive league title is tumbling. They're third, and with good reason. After their initial hiccups, they've not been as relentless as the league leaders Inter Milan and have been unable to grind out results like second-placed AC Milan. And if one looks beneath the surface more, the reasons become more evident. At Inter Milan, Lautaro Martinez continues to plunder goals alongside Lukaku. It was the double threat of the duo that brought down the Rossoneri in the Derby della Madonnina. The Argentine scored a brace and Lukaku finished off the game with a brilliant solo effort. While Lukaku has 17 goals to his name, Martinez has 13, despite going through a barren run earlier in the season. On the other end of the pitch, Zlatan Ibrahimovic was continuously denied by Samir Handanovic. The Slovenian denied Zlatan 3 clear-cut opportunities which would have turned the tide of the game. The towering Swede has 14 goals to his name and is ably supported by Franck Kessie with 7 and Rafael Leao with 5. This is not the case at the Allianz Stadium. It seems that Ronaldo is alone in the pursuit of keeping Juve's hopes of an unprecedented 10th successive Scudetto alive. His Serie A high 18 strikes are followed by Federico Chiesa. The latest recruit from Fiorentina has managed 6 league goals this season, with 3 of these coming in 2 games. The next best is from Weston McKennie, who has 4 to his name. Paulo Dybala showed last season that he can play alongside CR7. On numerous occasions, it was La Gioia's solo efforts that earned the points for Sarri's beleaguered men. The former Chelsea manager might not have impressed the Turin faithful, but he proved that Juve's 2 stars can play together. This has not been the case this season, with Chiesa and Dejan Kulusevski being preferred over Dybala. The Argentine scored 11 goals from 33 outings last season, whilst also chipping in with a similar amount of assists. In his absence, Juventus continue to rely on Ronaldo to plough through. While this approach has allowed Juve to remain competent in Serie A, they were exposed in the Champions League. For the first time in Juve colours, Ronaldo travelled to FC Porto. However, he couldn't return with the bragging rights in his country over his boyhood club Sporting CP's eternal rivals. The old lady were trounced 2-1. Chiesa got on the scoreboard. In the process, he became the first player not named Cristiano Ronaldo to score in the knockout rounds of the Champions League for Juventus in 3 years. Chiesa's strike came after 7 awe-inspiring goals from the 5-time European champ. It also shows how reliant and one-dimensional Juventus have become over the years. However, one has to forgive the successive managers who took this option, as the pedigree of Ronaldo is beyond any player in Serie A, let alone Juventus. And as it stands, Juve are Ronaldo reliant, and for a good reason. Many consider it folly and cite injuries and loss of form. But for a player who's played 40 or more games every year since his breakthrough into the Man United squad in the 2003-04 campaign, Ronaldo is a freak of nature, and there's no denying him. He's inevitable, and is showing why he deserves to be running the show in Turin.